Hi, it's your Star Goddess. I'm back. My voice is slowly returning, so bear with me, but it's back. So Conspiracy Monday. Today I'm going to be talking about that curse that they were getting ready, that hex they were getting ready to put on Donald Trump. All the witches got together. Supposedly there was like this mass ritual that was supposed to hex Donald Trump, and all the witches and people were trying to get involved to, hex Donald Trump. And a lot of people were sending me messages asking me if I was going to be a part of it, and I didn't respond, or I told them no, I don't get involved in politics because I don't. So we're going to be talking about that conspiracy today. But first I wanted to thank someone who sent me an early birthday gift, and they sent this to me a couple days ago, and I couldn't get on and thank them because of my throat. Okay, this is from Amber. She sent me this really pretty purple and gold journal, and I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm getting ready to open it. And it's a hard cover, really pretty gold pages on the inside, and it's just this journal, and I love the design of it. And it's by Peter Popper Press, and it's a lined journal to just write and write. And it has a little bookmark as well. Whoa, there's a little bookmark, so a string bookmark, a ribbon bookmark. So I really appreciate this. I'm always going through journals. I will write my manifestations. I will write like spells that come to me. I will write dreams, whatever. So what I think I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to start writing a lot of things, deities that I work with, aspects of deities that I work with, like kind of, it's going to be my like deity book, like what offerings and things like that. And hopefully I can share some of the information with you guys in a later video. So that's going to be one of my side projects. So thank you, Amber, for sending me that. It's going to be very useful. Okay, so yes, I'm getting ready to turn a year older in March, so it's my birthday month. Okay, so Donald Trump got hexed over the weekend. And the spell that was going around, it was like a Wiccan spell, mostly kind of like Wiccan. And I thought that it was, a big gesture for people to kind of stand up against things that they don't like, especially witches. And, there was a disclaimer that was saying, do your own thing, your own spell. If you don't like the spell, do whatever you need to do. But for a lot of newbies and people that are not really into magic, and that, know a little bit, but, don't know enough, and they kind of dabble, nothing against them, because, everyone starts off as a dabbler. I know I did. So, sometimes, you think you're doing something very powerful and, helping the world change for the better. But you have to remember one thing, okay? If Donald Trump made it this far, and he's got all this money, and he's in the government, now he's in, involved in, the powers that be, they have their occult magicians who have knowledge that a lot of us don't have, working in his behalf, on his behalf, protection and all that kind of stuff. So, and they could have a counter spell out on anyone who tries to hex or or send, bad intentions or illness or whatever to him. It could actually backfire on you if you're not protected. So I'm like, if you're a newbie, you don't know anything, you're not protected. It's kind of like playing with the Ouija board or spirit board without protection and knowledge and things like that. You're going to open up a can of worms that you did not, intend. So if you went and hexed and did all this stuff to Donald Trump without any type of protection over yourself, remember, he has people in place to do, the things that they do, and the hidden or the occult aspect of what he does, Because there's going to be a lot of people out there trying to hurt and harm and send bad things. So there's also probably a protection in place for him. And it could be a return to sender, you know. It could be like, bam, you know, bad things happen to you. You don't know why. You can't trace it back because you weren't thinking to begin with, okay? And the reason I didn't become a part of it is because Donald Trump does not affect me in any way. I am in charge of my own destiny. I create my own destiny. I manifest my own destiny. Okay, so whoever is in the White House, whatever they do, they're not going to stop me from doing what I do. You know, every day I wake up and I do what I need to do, you know, to get the things that I need. It has nothing to do with who's president. You know, people have been doing it from president to president, from president to president. If you're looking for a savior, or if you're fearing someone who you think can, you know, cause damage to your life, then what I say is they're controlling you. You know, I don't believe in politics. I don't vote, because they don't determine what I can do. Do you understand? So no, I did not do any of that, you know, on Donald Trump. And I don't care about what his beliefs are. Those are his personal beliefs. We do have freedom of speech in this country. So I don't care what he says. I can say something too, you know. That's the good thing. You know, you can say what you need to say. But the fact that he's so open and honest about how he really feels about things and what he thinks about people and blah, 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 blah. You know, that's always been. It's just people are not going to say it. But that's how a lot of people think. So, you know, he says what he says, as you know, sometimes it's not good. Sometimes it's actually not good most of the time. But it is his freedom of speech. Most people, like I said, that don't say that could still possibly feel the same way and smile in your face. So what does it matter? You know, focus on what you need to be doing right now. Focus on your life, how you can get your life together, how you can improve your life. All that energy spent on hexing Donald Trump could have been spent on a prosperity spell for yourself, so you don't have to worry about who's president. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so much money, I don't care who's president type of situation in your life. You know, attract goals, prosperity, career, you know, advances, you know, things that can help you instead of hurt somebody else. And I believe in hexing all the way. But like I said, there's stuff that's at play that you have no idea. And, you know, to go up against a system that large with a Wiccan spell, it's not really going to do anything, you know. You know, a lot of dark magicians who practice black magic, they don't even bother because they don't really do politics. Why? Because they don't affect them. Because why? They have dark energy magic. They can get what they want. They can manifest what they want. Why? Because they took their own power. They took their power. They don't let their fate rest in the hands of a president or a religious figure or a government. They take the control. So people who are afraid, who fear, who are upset and things like this over, you know, who's sitting at the desk in the Oval Office really don't understand magic. Because if they did, they wouldn't even bother wasting energy on a Donald Trump hex, okay? So, and if you guys did the Donald Trump hex, you know, I'm not judging you. I'm just telling you why I wasn't a part of it and why I thought it was a waste of time. You know, some people it was more of a social thing, something for fun, something like, you know, for social media. And that's perfectly understandable. You know, you wanted to feel like you were a part of something major. And, you know, I could see how it would be, you know, a cool thing to be a part of if you know, were really into the politics and, you know, a newbie witch that wanted to, you know, contribute to some good cause or whatever. But, you know, it was basically a binding spell. It wasn't even a hex. They called it a binding, that they were going to bind him. Like, okay, those things can be undone. And also, you can't bind someone who, you know, with Wicca, when they have like dark magic and occult knowledge and stuff, you know, that's not going to work. Okay. So I hope y'all didn't spend too much money on those items and, you know, spell supplies. Hexing Donald Trump, because, you know, little spell like that's not going to do much, especially, you know, with the type of magic that is being done to counteract anything that's being thrown at, you know, the agenda. So I always say the best way to defeat someone that you're like an enemy, or someone that you don't agree with, or to defeat them, is to become them or better than them. You know, can you imagine if someone, you know, was richer and more, well, I'm sure there's people richer, but more, you know, the exact opposite of a Donald Trump, you know, that had the same amount of money, could say whatever they wanted to say, and they would go back and forth in a debate, but they had the exact opposite views. Can you imagine how that would be? They would just neutralize each other, and nobody would pay attention to them anymore, because it would be like, y'all are both stupid idiots, you know. And it would be like a mirror. So you really need to focus on getting yourself to a higher level, rather than trying to do something bad to someone that really has no control